Greetings, survivors and friends. SHADOWFRAX here with a roundup of November's patch to Rust. Apologies for one's absence recently, but one does need a holiday every once in a while. And you're still all here. You haven't left me, so thank you. This month sees, finally, at long last, the linking up of the above and below ground rail networks into one glorious plate of spaghetti, which we'll look at in just a moment. But first, what to spend money on this month? DLC or cheats? DLC or cheats? What's that? You chose DLC? Well done! You've definitely made the right choice there, because this month's DLC will definitely give you the edge, as nobody will want to raid you once they see what a filthy roleplayer you are. Introducing this month's DLC of the month, the Frontier-based Decor Pack. And if you can't afford either DLC or cheats, don't worry, as I have one to give away. DLC, that is. Details at the end of the vid. Costing the same as a building skin pack, this one instead allows you to decorate your gaff in a Frontier theme with 10 new items and 17 variants thereof. Let's run through them. There are a lot of wall trophies in this pack. First, for fish, onto which you can staple your prize catches.
I killed that one. I killed that one. I killed that one.
And interact with them for some fishy fun, which I'm so glad they didn't chicken out of.
I'm just a fish. I can't read your base. So why did you put that look in my face?
Now if we could rig these up to an alarm system, but harking back to a concept limbo from ancient history, which you may or may not remember, you can also now display your favourite animals and humans on your walls, along with a little nameplate underneath to remind you of the random encounter that brought you together, and in the case of players will include whatever hat they were wearing at the time. Oh, that's just rude. Of course, if you want to create a trophy head in the first place, you need to use the special skinning knife that also comes from this pack. Now, you want that saloon bar look that says, come on in, but don't expect me to keep playing the piano uninterrupted when you do, then here are a couple of such doors that can be inserted into a wall frame and slapped, or even kicked open via a radial menu. How about wanted posters in various styles? You can create these very easily using someone from your Steam contacts, friend or foe, and their mugshot will be added to the poster. A big plus in this DLC is a wall-mounted torch holder, which lets you insert a torch, turn it on and off, and will react to nearby igniters and extinguishers. Just note, mounted torches behave like handheld ones and will decay and break at the same rate. Rocking chairs, because roof campers need to sit down sometimes, or perhaps you just want to hang out on your porch and watch the world whilst it plots to raid you. Craftable in 3 colours, and most importantly, it actually rocks, and you can control the motion with W and S. There are 3 new Western-themed planters in the pack for 2, 3 and 9 plants, plus, also worth noting, that in this patch you can now pick up empty planters with the hammer. There are 3 single-item weapon racks in this one too, and they act like the weapon racks DLC ones in that you can grab a weapon from your wall in times of need. And lastly, there are 2 new storage items, which are basically large wooden boxes, but in the shape of horizontal or vertical storage barrels. And this may be slightly controversial, because as I don't think anything else here gives any particular advantage, there were experiments done to show that you could store more in a 1x1 with barrels than you could with normal boxes, thanks to the colliders. However, there were some collider tweaks to reduce this effect, and although yes, you can create a bit more storage density with them still, please note they can't be locked, are more pricey to craft, and besides, it's not always a good idea to store more stuff in one room. But what do you think? And indeed, what do you think to all of these items? Let me know in the comments, please. Oh yes, and there was also supposed to be a bunch of mirrors in this pack, including a 2-way window mirror, but on reflection, they were dropped by the team due to some pretty big performance issues. You see, they do care about your quality of life, although as an admin you can actually spawn them in just in case you'd like to crash your server by creating a hall of mirrors, so they might get added one day. Subject to change, and probably quite a bit of polishing. And no, you can't create infinity by putting them opposite each other. I tried. To the other big feature of this patch now, at long last, the above and below ground rail networks are linked, and as long as your map is over 4,250 in size, you should find 2 of these, and they have their own icon on the map screen. All types of train and wagons, regardless of length, are compatible and can be driven up and down the tunnels for a seamless experience. Plus, talking of which, a few light leaks were fixed, such as in the stairwells. Experiments have shown that it's perfectly possible to travel by foot or drive a car into the underground now, although horses do seem to be verboten, and cannot cross the Great Seal. However, this may well change in future, as it's apparently mostly due to how different entities react with the different layers. Once you do go subterranean though, you'll notice that the signal lights in the tunnels are now fully functional. These are, of course, for your safety. So here's a quick rundown. Cue sexy diagram. A green light means the block ahead is clear. A yellow light means the second block ahead has something in it, so you can get prepared. A red light means the first block ahead has something in it, either a train or a barricade, so you should really get prepared. A block is the section between two train signals. If there's no next signal, it's the rest of the track, either to the end of the line or the next 500 meters if it's further than that to the end of the line. Capiche? But that's not all. This update brings joy to the hearts of electricians everywhere. The wire tool has received a much needed rework, allowing for greater flexibility with placement. More specifically, it now saves the current wire when you unequip it, making it easier to make more complex wire placements. Just hold right click to clear the wire you're currently holding or looking at. They also added the ability to reconnect existing wires to avoid rerunning them through the base. This speeds up redesigning circuits and will make reconnecting long wires significantly easier. A quick right click will allow you to reconnect wires. Now, have you ever dropped items on your vehicles only to watch them mysteriously disappear through the floor? Well, those days are over. Now, you can drop items on trains, cars, boats, helicopters and more, and they'll collide properly. Keep in mind that dropped items do have some mass, so if there are too many of them, they can weigh your vehicle down a bit. But you can still load up a scrap heli with all your precious cargo and fly across the map. In other news, this month, water catchers catch water faster. Jackhammers can be repaired for free in repair benches. You can also auto-skin items in said benches by holding shift whilst right-clicking them, and slots per saddlebag on horses have been raised from 6 to 12. Lastly, there's a new custom community-made 4K map running on some official servers called Observer Island. Created by Wheatley MF and Collapsed Orange, the goal of this map is to encompass all the elements of vanilla Rust while expanding upon them with new features, making map exploration more engaging. It also aims to refresh vanilla gameplay with new building locations, a unique map layout, and various other enhancements, including some secrets. If you want to try it out, there are 3 official servers, and here are the details. Plus, from November the 9th, it will be possible for server owners to purchase it. Check out the dev blog for all the details and a link to a map guide, plus a list at the bottom of all the other small changes. Talking of small change, if you'd like to try and win a copy of the Frontier Decor DLC, you'll find a link below to enter, and I'll pick the winner by random on Sunday. Keep an eye on your spam folders. That's you, looking rather up to date now. Like, subscribe and leave me a comment, follow me on Twitch and all my socials, and if you fancy supporting me, you can do so with super thanks, YouTube memberships, and on my Patreon. All links are below. I shall catch you all soon, but in the meantime, keep calm and stay rusty. Cheerio. DLC or cheats? DLC or cheats?